Welcome, everyone, to Constructed Chaos, where we run our D&D live streams every single Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Today, we are running Chat Plays D&D, Depths of Nerethys. I can't wait to get back into this, especially with such an active chat. Thank you so much to both Bacon and Vodka and Ruby Rod for the 5 gifted memberships each. I think that's the biggest stream that we've had for Chat Plays D&D in all 5, well, I guess technically 6 of the episodes that we've had so far. And I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you so much for contributing and becoming members of the channel. Speaking of memberships, I am working on the membership homebrew that I release every single month. I know I'm a couple months behind, but I have 2 of them raring and ready to go. I'm just kind of tweaking some things and play testing a little bit before I fully send that out and put it out into the universe. I promise it will be worth the wait. Thank you guys for being so patient with that. If you aren't familiar with how we do Chat Plays D&D, if you're here tonight, here in the chat, make sure to type !roleplay to opt in to piloting one of our 3 characters tonight. If you have 400 chaos points, at least, you'll be put to the front of the line, and if not, it'll select you for free after everyone else. So I can't wait to get started playing with you guys. But before we get to all that, we need to thank our sponsors, Tabletop Beard, for sending us the Summer Solstice Beard Oil, which is part of their all-natural line. It smells like summer citrus, and it'll make you feel like the heat is actually bearable. I have been sweating my butt off the last few days, so I hope you guys have been doing well out there, staying safe, avoiding heat stroke, and smelling great with your excellent beard. Head over to Tabletop Beard's website. The link is in the description below, and you can get 20% off of your entire order, not just for the beard oil, but for the whole order using code CHAOS20 at checkout. That does help us out a little bit too, so make sure you use that code. It'll help out the channel and help you out. It's a win-win-win all the way around. Do also check out our comments from last session. This one comes from Andres Marrero. He says, "We almost had Fathom, it turns out. It is going to be personable when round 2 happens." Andres, I don't know how you reverse engineered the hit points there. Maybe when I called out the bloodied. I think Fathom got down to like 12. You guys were really close to winning that encounter. And it's not often that we end a session on such a, I'd say a low note, but you guys made it. It was good. So before we get started, I do also want to thank our friends over at Darkport. They run a stream on their channel on Tuesdays at 7, and their link is also in the description if you want to check them out tomorrow night. But with all that said, and without me rambling too much more, I think it's finally time to roll that beautiful bean footage.
Your eyes flutter open to dim, dreamless light, cold and strange. You lie sprawled upon a bed of damp silt, your limbs slow to respond, your breath thin, but surprisingly possible. All around you, a sunken world exists, the drowned city of Nerethys, preserved somehow from its fabled fall ages ago. Towering spires sag beneath the weight of centuries, wrapped in curtains of algae and coral. Streets curve like spirals carved into the seafloor, and statues watch while you wake. Overhead, the sea shimmers like a sky of warped glass, held at bay by some unseen magic. Yet only one thought sails steady upon the surface of your mind. The whispered word of your would-be savior, urging you to live.
Welcome back, everyone. Whoops, you're not supposed to see any of that. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that intro. Before I start assigning our characters for tonight, I'm going to give you a little bit more time to type !roleplay into the chat to opt in, because a couple of little things have changed. As is usual, I always have a few updates that I run over the course of the week and trying to beef up this system that I'm designing on the back end. Number one, and probably most importantly, I fixed the say command from last stream, and I made it better. Do just be aware that once you are piloting a character, anything you say in chat should be read aloud, even without exclamation point say. You can still use exclamation point say, it'll do the things it's supposed to do, but anything you type in chat will be read aloud and use one of your 10 uses while you're piloting that character. So just be aware of that. That way you don't burn through them real quick doing something dumb. The second thing is, because of the change that I made to say, I tested it out beforehand, so it should work pretty well. But if we have some issues, I've got some rollback set up off screen, and I'll just make that adjustment on the fly. And lastly, the exclamation point roll command was a little too cumbersome, so I added an alias. You can use exclamation point R to do the roll command if you just want to type 3 less letters. I don't know. It's a little bit of quality of life improvement. It's there. It's a thing we did. Happy accident tuning in just now. Zoe, welcome in. Joe, sorry, I combined your last name and your first name, but welcome in. Make sure to hit type exclamation point roleplay to opt into piloting one of these characters, because we're about to start assigning them to start off the stream. If you don't get it, don't worry. There will be plenty of opportunity to jump in later on. Russell Mooney, of course, the one that was here first and foremost. I guess technically Bacon and Vodka was here first, but love to see you here. Love to see you piloting character 1, Yancifer, the halfling shadow sorcerer. Now let's see who's going to be piloting Valen, the barbarian muscle mommy. Tiago Livas, another regular to the stream. Thank you so much for joining us, Tiago, as we now look to see who pilots Narethys, the Goliath paladin. No eligible users. So, if you guys have not already typed exclamation point roleplay, make sure to do that. For right now, I am going to pilot Narethys myself until it looks like, oh, Bacon and Vodka, there you go. It should select you now. Bacon and Vodka is playing Narethys. Thank you guys so much for entertaining me here and joining me for a stream together where we all get to play D&D. And I think now it is finally time to get things rolling. Just beyond where you lay, the ocean presses in, murmuring, vast and cold. Crumbling columns rise all around you like broken teeth, some toppled and buried. Statues, half swallowed by sand and time, peer towards the veil of water. Their faces eroded, arms outstretched as if in welcome, or perhaps in warning. What are you all doing? Keep in mind that whatever you type in chat should get spoken aloud. As your characters are awaking after a near TPK, well, technically it was a TPK, but something saved you as you drifted through the depths onto the sandy soil far below the ocean surface. You all are on dire straits. You were on 1 HP, but you did technically level up, so some of you got a little bit extra. If you're interested as to what the characters do have, their sheets, links to their character sheets are in the description below, so you can kind of follow along without having to do too much interactivity in the chat. So Russell as Yancifer, Tiago as Valen, and Bacon and Vodka as Narethys. What are you guys doing? Let's find out how this part of the adventure begins. Don't forget the live character sheets. Just doing all the extra stuff. Great job, Construct. Thank you so much, Ruby. It's been really fun to see it all come together. I've got a lot of other ideas that I can implement, but it's going to take a little time, and I'm okay with waiting. You guys are here being my very, very sweet little guinea pigs. I really appreciate that. What are we thinking? Yancifer, Valen, Narethys. Perhaps you're slow to speak due to the wonder of it all, the awe of this beauty all around you. It is destruction. It is rubble, ruin. but it is beautiful all the same, as the ocean's light cascades across various silhouettes that sort of compose this depth of destruction before you.
Nerethys is being run by a guy on his phone, so he looks around and tries to gauge his surroundings, looking for threats.
I look around if everyone is safe and feel hungry. Only warm food can get me in shape.
Okay. So Bacon and Vodka, I'm going to have you roll a perception check. So exclamation point roll perception.
I'm going to need a longer lasting shark fin.
Yeah, that's a good point. Technically, I think when you fall unconscious, it does drop. I'll have to double check that to make sure. But first, Bacon and Vodka, roll a perception check for me. That's exclamation point roll perception. And that should do everything for you, add all your modifiers and all that good stuff. Tiago, I'm going to have you make a survival check to see how well you can cook up a little bit of food with the soggy rations that are on your person there. And Russell, while they do that, I'm going to have a look at alter self to see if that does indeed drop. I would imagine it does. Okay, 14 for the perception check. Oh, I see. So 9 for survival and 14 for perception is how that came through. And for alter self, it's concentration, yeah. So it is going to drop on you there. Unfortunately, you are no longer Shark Yancifer, as we all know and love, but as you kind of look out across your own features, you look up and see Narethys is now scanning the horizon. You can see in the distance, Narethys, a number of different structures in both directions. Oddly enough, not only in the area where there is fresh air for you to breathe, but behind you as well, where there's a curtain of water being held back by some invisible force. You can see that there are ruins and rubble there as well. And I'll say with a 14, you even see a toppled stone slab near where you're standing, and as you bend down and maybe dust it off a bit, you can see half eroded the words. It looks like words, but you can't read them. It certainly looks like some sort of script, elegant, refined. This was chiseled by some sort of artisan long ago, but it's not in a language that you speak. With the survival check from, I think it was Tiago piloting Valen, you're able to pull out some of your rations, and I'll say you're even able to start a small fire using some of the rotted wood nearby that has actually dried out. That gives you a little bit more information than you might have expected, just because you can tell that the wood has been dry for some time. This area is not newly flooded with air. It has given time to dry. Unfortunately, your rations are so soggy that they turn to mush in your hands before you're really able to do anything with them. So you glean a little bit of information. You see Narethys is sort of eyeing this stone tablet on the ground.
I would like to see if I can ritual cast Comprehend Languages to read the writing to Narethys.
Absolutely. Yancifer, you begin, you sit down in the silt, perhaps even drawing a little arcane circle around you to help channel some of that magical energy into your senses, and you begin ritual casting Comprehend Languages. We'll give that a moment. If anyone wants to do anything else, you can. But definitely quite a bit of mystery in this location. I imagine a lot of you aren't even sure exactly where you are. I'll say, Nerethys, with your previous 14 perception check, you turn your gaze towards what you believe is the sky. And you see far, far above you the faintest shimmer of pale sunlight. It's quite distant. And so you might imagine that you're somewhere deep within the Gulf of Nerethys. I think enough time has passed. So, thanks, ChaosBot. That's a new that's a new bug I'll have to fix. Luckily, it doesn't affect anything. So, Russell, piloting Yancifer, your comprehend languages completes, and as you open your eyes, the lines that make up this secret language begin to shift and twist into the common tongue, which you do read. It literally translates to, "This storm is not
Caution,
our
friends.
cage."
I feel danger is not only behind us. Let us see what this tablet says.
As Nargith calls over to you, you make your way towards the tablet. Leaning over, you can read the writing now. It says, "This storm is not our cage. It is our shield." Not sure what exactly to make of this phrasing, and perhaps there may be further clues abound with so many different pieces of rubble and ruin, statues, and structures that you may be able to gain some information from. Who knows what this cryptic passage could actually mean? You've deciphered the language, but have yet to decipher the prose.
I use my magic awareness to help looking for danger and walk around the perimeter while the nerd reads.
Okay. Let me double check your magical awareness is not... So your magical awareness, you use 2 uses. Y'all have not long rested yet. So I'll say, Valen, as you're attempting to summon the strength to peer through these otherworldly eyes of yours, allowing you to sense where there may be arcane energies flowing from. It's almost like starting a car where the alternator won't turn over. You're getting like flickers, but it's not quite kicking on. And then you see the small vial that you took from Rendell's Swindles glowing on your side. As you lift it, you're reminded of the small glowing kelp that was bound within this jar. Rendell himself, Varn himself, lets you know that this is a potion of water breathing. So that could come in handy. You're at least reminded that you have that. Pally battery jump, absolutely. Channel a little bit of divine sense into the magic awareness. So, what would the 3 of you like to do as you're gleaning a bit of new information about your surroundings, still feeling somewhat exposed, defenseless after your fight with Fathom? You fought valiantly. The battle was close. We discussed that much earlier. But you are not left without your scars. So what would you all like to do? Out ahead of you, you can clearly see that it's in ruin, but a structure vaguely resembling a city appears before you on the horizon. And again, oddly enough, you can see that there are ruins, parts of that city.
I must
behind you.
meditate and find how much power I have to heal.
Bacon and vodka, with your lay on hands, sadly, you do not have enough.
Let's leave this place and look for somewhere safer to rest. I try to lead the way out of here, in direction of this city.
As you begin to walk towards the city, you suddenly pass underneath a collapsed archway, almost an entryway to the larger city. And for a moment, you feel heat on your face, an illusory sun from long ago. The world around you seems brighter. You hear the words through your mind. Your soul cannot bear this storm forever. Then I will bear it until I break. The words echo into a sudden silence, and the sun that you were feeling on your face suddenly snuffs out. You turn, wondering what this magical effect could have come from. An echo through the slight breeze that blows through this place, perhaps, or magic from some unseen foe. You turn back towards the water, the veil that divides, separates you from the rest of the ocean. And you see beyond the jagged remnants of a collapsed pillar, something shifts in the water. At first, it blends with the drifting silt and swaying kelp, but then its shape stands apart. What would you all like to do? I imagine that Valen is probably pointing this out to everyone else, maybe even sharing some of what they heard.
I will cast Healing Word on myself and the next person who needs it most, saying, "Let us not seek prematurely the finality of death."
So if you're casting Healing Word, let's just use the same roll for everyone. Let's see.
Cure Wounds.
Cure Wounds. I see. That makes a lot more sense, actually. Do exclamation point 2d8 plus 5, and we'll just use that roll for you, and you said the next hurt person, which I believe is going to be Yancifer, with only 4 hit points. So exclamation point roll 2d8 plus 5, Nargith. Okay, everybody, out of the pool. Something's in the water. Sorry, exclamation point roll 2d8 plus 5. I might have said that wrong. And for those of you who missed the beginning of the stream, you can use exclamation point R now if you want to save yourself 3 letters. $20 hit points! Oh my god, that's one of the best low-level cure wounds I've ever seen. Holy cow. Yancifer, you and Nargith are looking good now. Nargith, you're back to your old maximum HP of 28. I cannot believe how well you rolled on that. Bravo, my friend. What are the rest of you doing as Nargith takes this brief pause, this moment in silence to draw a bit of divinity from their goddess of fire?
I
and
feel an
channel
inner
it into
voice
you?
telling us to move from the water.
Okay. You convey that to everyone else. Valen, Yancifer, what are you doing? As Nargith channels a bit of divine energy into one of you and lets his divine sense be known. And we'll say, as Valen, you stand somewhat flabbergasted at the sight of it all and a bit worried about whatever lurks in the deep, keeping your eye attuned for any further movement. We'll say that, Yancifer.
I listen to the paladin and quickly get out of the water.
Well, you all are in the air, in a sort of, you can almost imagine it as a dome. You can see the ocean all around you, and you're in breathable air, but you're near the edge of that dome. And so as you all seem to feel the need to slip away from whatever this figure is, you keep eyes on it for a moment, and the creature glides closer to the edge. Her scaled skin, the pale blue marked with faint spirals of pigment like worn tattoos. Her long hair flows freely, tangled with shells and kelp. A loop of jagged coral pierces one of her finned ears, and she clutches a makeshift bone spear. Her movements are graceful but cautious as she nears the water's edge, and placing her face through the veil as you all turn to begin to rush away. You all hear what almost sounds like that high-pitched whine of whales and dolphins, like sort of clicking and chittering. Nargith and Valen, this is perhaps a battle cry, perhaps some terrible magic that this creature may be emanating, but to you, Yancifer, they speak. Come quickly. There is not much time. You're nearly here. Are you all continuing to rush away from this creature? or will you heed their warning and follow them? I do speak whale. I've watched Finding Nemo more than a few times, Ruby Rod. We're going to need a bigger dome. Absolutely we will. If we're going to contain all of the crazy plans that I have for you tonight.
I think we should follow our new friend here.
Can I use my javelin in this creature?
Can you use your javelin in this creature? I'm guessing you're asking if you can throw your javelin at them, which, yes, you indeed can. As your friend Yansfer calls out, I think we should trust this person, but Valen, you are quick because you do not understand the words they're saying. If you would like to, make an attack roll, so you'll do !R, STR, attack. Trust issues after this. Yes, I am pretty notorious for that, presenting potentially friendly characters and then betraying the party. Oh, it's got to be !R, STR.
I hear Yancifer and try to steady Valen's hand.
Okay, so with Narethys stepping in and trying to steady your hand, you're going to add DIS to the end of that. You have disadvantage on this attack roll as he tries to impede you a bit. XIVM, welcome in to piloting Narethys. Good to have you, man. !R, STR, attack dis. Sorry. It's a little complex, and as I'm seeing like what people gravitate towards naturally for their checks, I'll probably be able to make some changes in the back end to make that a little easier. Didn't mean to screw you, sorry. But, I think this is all just roleplay. This is something that's happening naturally. Okay, I mean, even with disadvantage, you don't get a crit, but you are able to hurl your javelin through the air.
Silvery barbs Valen's attack.
Okay, Russell, seeing that this javelin is flying towards the creature that you understood to be a friend and not a foe, you tried to conjure some of that wind off of the edge of this veil towards the javelin to throw it off course. Tiago, I'm going to have you run one more strength attack roll. It is not a disadvantage. It's just !R, STR, attack. Silvery Barbs has you re-roll and then use the lowest of the two results. And I'll mark off your spell slot there, Yancifer. It is the last of your level 1 spell slots, and indeed, the javelin does still strike. As it soars through the air, you try to guide it with the wind, but Valen's arm is just too strong. It powers through and strikes into this merfolk's arm. As you hear the high-pitched, or rather the low drone, turn to a high-pitched squeal as it sort of recoils. You can see blood sort of spurt out into the water in a cloud of red as she pulls the javelin out, holding her arm, looking upon the three of you. She moves her head back through once more. Why have you come? It's not often that a creature would take an attack and still not turn hostile, especially one that looks so foreign to you. What would you all like to do as this creature responds? Valen, you can at least see that after your attack, they have not attacked you back. I will have you roll damage for this. It's going to be !R, 1d8 plus 5. We're going to see how much damage this creature takes.
What's she saying, Yancy?
Ooh, 11. 11's going to sting. As is described previously, where the blood is sort of
They
clouding
want
up
to
the
know
water.
why we're here. I also give the advantage from that silvery barbs to Narethys.
Okay, good to know. So Narethys, I believe it's the next attack roll or saving throw you make. I don't know how long that lasts for. I'm not used to silvery barbs being used outside of combat. Within a minute. So that time is passing, but you all begin discussing amongst yourselves as Yancifer conveys the information that they have about this individual who seems
Do
to
I
kind
have
of
any
peace.
lay on hands left?
You unfortunately are out of lay on hands. You have not long rested yet. And I need to mark off your 2 Cure Wounds spell slots. You're out of first level spell slots as well.
That was automatic perfect.
Welcome in, Saft. If you missed the beginning of the stream, we have updated it so that anything you say in chat now gets spoken aloud when you're piloting a character instead of just using the say command. So, Valen, Yancifer, Narethys, with this new information about this individual who's simply wondering why you're there and seems to be calling for you to move towards the water to flee from something else that is nearly here. What are you all thinking? I thought the
Yancy,
creature was cursing
Can
us.
she understand you or us?
It's a good question. Yancey has comprehend languages, so Yancifer, you are able to understand what this creature is saying, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be able to understand you. And that in itself could pose a unique challenge for your group. As the creature waits, you see their eyes sort of darting back and forth, looking to make an escape, whether you follow them or not. She continues. She's not sure if you understand what she's saying, so she begins to wave towards the water. Her gestures are frantic but measured as she glances back across her and behind as well.
Excuse our friend. Miss, how do we follow you?
As you speak those words, you see her brow press as she searches your...
I tell her we're defeated by a dangerous enemy who left us in the waters to die. I then tell my allies we should follow her while we can.
Okay. Russell, I'm gonna, as you kind of convey this to your allies and you see this merfolk a bit confused, yet still eyes darting across every which direction, trying to usher you towards them, she attempts to understand your meaning. I'm going to have you roll a persuasion check with disadvantage. So it's !R, persuasion, DIS. We're going to see if she can understand your meaning. Let's see what you get. Ooh, okay. Now you are pretty socially gifted with an 11. The merfolk appears to understand at least that the attack was a mistake. And so you see a bit of tension release in their figure, but they are still looking around, almost as if you were not the only threat here. They continue to motion towards the water for you to follow them. You've at least conveyed to your allies what you think you should do, but what is everyone doing here? I need to know if everyone is moving or only one of you. The voice in my head will be here shortly. Yes. Everyone say congratulations to Tides of Mo while she's in the chat here on her new
Take a deep
job
breath,
in her
everyone.
new
Here
job
we go.
training. XIVM piloting Nerethys looks like he wants to move forward. What say you, Saft, as Valen? Are you holding your ground after throwing this javelin, or are you seeing the error in your ways and moving forward towards this seemingly friendly creature. Yes, Tiago Livas, good observation there. Don't forget you have a water-breathing potion and can use the Whisper Conch to
I
check
take
if
a
it's
breath
safe.
and walk forward, seeing the error in my ways.
Okay. You all move towards the figure that continues to float through the water, barely breaking its surface, and as you get near the edge, she reaches out and grabs two of your hands. I'll say she's going to grab Yancifer and Nargith and begin to guide you through the veil. Unless I hear any objections, I'm going to assume that you are allowing her to do this, and Valen, I am going to assume that you follow as well. As your body breaks through that watery veil, a sudden gust of wind lashes against you. Then, pressure shifts. The weight of the world lifts from your shoulders as the water cradles you in weightless stillness. The creature is there in an instant, and she tugs swift and sure, guiding you through the dim current and back behind the jagged rubble she'd emerged from before. You press yourself against the stone, unseen for now as she raises a finger to her lips. But your lungs still tighten with every passing second. I'm going to have everyone roll a stealth check for me. We're going to start with Yancifer. So Yancifer, !R, stealth. And that should roll that for you. And everyone else, Valen and Nargith, get ready to roll that after Yancifer. Nice. A 19 with just a +2. You feel like, especially with the aid you've gotten from this creature, you may be able to mask your presence in some way. Okay, Saft, a bit slow to follow along in the rest of the group and left to swim on your own power. You get an 8 on your stealth check as you are barely able to make it behind the rock. Let's see if Nargith can help us out here. Uh-oh. That's looking pretty rough, guys. From the relative safety of your perch, more shapes drift through the murk. 4 figures cutting smooth lines through the water. Each bears the weight of a long, barnacle-crusted handle. Between them rests a rounded vessel of polished shell and stone. Cradled atop a palanquin like some sacred relic. They breach the veil without hesitation, their feet finding the silted earth where you lay only moments ago. For a breathless second, they pause. In unison, they bow their heads as they set down their palanquin and begin to look around. I'll say, Yancifer, you rolled best on your stealth check, so I'm going to have you make a perception check from this vantage as you're sort of peering out around the rock. So !R, perception. It sounds like the voice in my head just got home.
You have no way to prove that.
Okay. Russell, as Yancifer, as you look out across... Oh, it went over your... I might have to shuffle you in a second. Oh, no, there's the 2. I see it. As you look out across this expanse, you see the creatures now looking back towards the same area where you are hiding. Their eyes sort of glassed over the same way that assassin was when you fought to save your friend Varn back in episode 2. You become immediately aware that these creatures are likely tied to the Depths Order in some way. And as you lock eyes with them, Nargith and Valen are peering out across either of your shoulders with their collective 8s. and you see the eyes of this creature roll over into white, like a shark who has found their prey. The little cloud of blood left by your newfound friend begins to dissipate through the atmosphere. And you understand now that you were caught. So, suddenly, you feel a tug at your back as the two of you that were dragged along this direction are now tugged even further by the falteringly fast merfolk, who drags you deeper into the water, trying to flee as she calls out, try to keep up. They're coming. As you see the creatures begin to lumber forward, not so much swimming as they are walking on the ocean floor. Valen, you are left to your own devices.
I would like to use my sapphire of water wielding, and if the roll lets me, I want to use the churning current feature to buy us some time.
Oh, absolutely you can, Yancifer. That is a great use of that item. I'm so glad you thought of that. Let's see. That is... You have eyes on it. Ate one pack of the watermelon, yes. Thank you, voice in my head. Roll a d6 for me. So, exclamation point R, d6. We're going to see if you're able to create a flow of water.
I just have to say,
Okay.
I was only gone for 2 weeks, and this has improved so much.
Oh, thanks.
Like, just them being able to do, like, exclamation R instead of having to type roll. Like,
Yeah, just little upgrades there.
good job, babe.
With the 2, Russell Mooney, piloting Yansfer, you are able to create this churning current, causing a disruption in the water as you hold out this gemstone jewelry that begins to glow, sort of this bright aqua. You see bubbles begin to swirl in the area immediately shy of the veil, causing the creatures to lose sight of you for a brief moment. All this while being drugged deeper into the water by your new friend. No time to catch your breath. Your lungs strain for air. Valen, what are you doing? I see Bacon and Vodka has now taken over piloting Yancifer. You are able to hold your breath for a few minutes at least, each of you. You have relatively good constitution scores. This may put that to the test. What are you thinking, Saft? Following along? Ruby, that is a very interesting idea. I hadn't thought of doing that, but maybe I could. I think they probably have closed the submissions for running a talk, but maybe I can work something out. I think I would like talking about this stuff.
Oh, for Gen Con?
Yeah.
We should look into it.
That would be really fun. I was hesitant to actually do a talk, but I feel confident enough in this, at least, in explaining how this works.
Astonished face, I do what I can to keep up and move along as quietly as possible. Given my poor roll earlier, would rage assist me?
Rage always is.
Rage is always going to help out, especially in a situation where you're trying to be as physically active as possible. Let me double check and make sure that you have rages left. I think you do. I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. You have 1 rage left. So as you channel this rage, I'm going to have you roll a d8. So exclamation point R d8 to see what effect you get off of this rage. That may also come in to help you out. Okay, on a 1. Shadowy tendrils lash around you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage, and you gain 1d12 temporary hit points. So roll 1d12, exclamation point R 1d12. And I'm going to see if the first creature sort of emerging from this current that Yancfer spawned, I'm going to see if they're able to resist your attack. That is a natural 1. They're taking whatever damage you roll here. Very nice, Saft. A 4. Hey, that is damage, and that is temp HP as well. So you were the only one that didn't receive some healing, but you got some temporary HP now. 4 points to be exact, as these shadowy tentacles leech up from the silt soil beneath you. As you swim, your guide is sort of kicking up almost a dust cloud, but you are able to spy one of these figures lumbering forward through the water, eyes rolled back white, as one of the tendrils latches onto their legs and holds them in place before straining it so tightly that you see a bit of blood eke out from their pants as they cross the threshold into the water. You are able to break contact with them as your ally continues to swim ahead. Valen, your rage, even though you don't have a swim speed, your rage is allowing you to swim a bit more viably than before. You're just barely able to keep up with this merfolk who's hauling your 2 injured allies. Swiftly, the creature threads through the narrow gaps of a coral structure far in the distance. She tugs you along as your limbs trail behind in the rush. Water grows colder and darker as the quiet glow of Nerethys slips behind you. Her movements are urgent, but
Yancfer
sure.
casts Alter Self to become a shark again, saying something heroic that no one can hear.
Does Yancfer have a spell slot for it? Ooh, I think you do. You do. Okay. Yancfer, you burble out the last of your air, feeling the strain on your lungs finally relax as gills appear, a shark fin out from the back of your head, your skin turning a pale gray that resembles that of a great white. You now swim on your own power, and your merfolk friend is able to help Valen instead as you continue to move. She looks towards you and says, "Follow me," as she continues to lead the way. You move through this enormous coral structure, a maze in its own right, until suddenly you find yourself no longer alone. Other merfolk drift nearby, watching her, watching you. You slip through tight corridors of living reef and ancient stone until at last, the creature breaks the surface in a pocket of air. Shallow water laps against a stone floor, and you drag yourself from the sea's grip with a sharp gasp. The chamber is dim and silent for the drip of water, and you, with your own racing heart. What are the three of you doing? Yancfer, you have transformed into a sea beast in your own right and are able to still understand the words of your new friend here. Justin, welcome in, and thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, man. You did not have to do that, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Make sure to jump in and pilot some of the characters tonight, man. We'd love to have you. For those of you who may not be aware, while we wait to see what our adventurers are doing, I have fixed the say command in such a way that now when you're piloting a character, all you have to do is type something. You don't have to use the say command unless you want to, and it will automatically speak for you. So just be wary of that so you don't use up your uses while you're piloting a character accidentally.
Does it count towards your usages?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And our resident paladin just got a gifty from Justin.
Oh, yeah. Jason, maker of Narethys. Of course, we all made Narethys, but Jason had a very firm hand in that. So bacon and vodka, Saft, XIVM, what would the three of you like to do as you find yourself in this underwater chamber at the top of this massive coral structure that appears to be full of air, It looks not unlike the chambers of the Whispering Caves that you saw in our first session. I think Narethys is giant for Jason made. His last name is Jasonian, so it only makes sense. What are we thinking, everybody? Bacon and vodka, Saft, XIVM. As you tread water and see a small area where you might be able to find purchase.
I enter the chamber, taking a deep breath, and turn to thank the mermaid.
Narethys, you turn...
Take a breath, regain myself a bit, keep my rage going in case I need it.
I imagine, Valen, you break the water, you take a breath, and you're like breathing aggressively, trying to keep that rage going. Narethys, you turn to face this creature that now treads water behind you.
Are you friend or foe?
Okay. I'll say, in this case, now that you are a fish person, perhaps you've developed some organs that allows you to maybe not speak their language, but convey a little bit of emotion behind the words that you're saying. And so as you speak to this creature, they look confused for a moment, and then they turn to you. I am Aruvi. I am a friend. I saw you drift from the sky. As she points above. The storm winds saved you. Ainir has blessed you. I saw it myself. Were you sent to help us? She looks out across the three of you, not quite as worse for wear as you were when you arrived, but still certainly injured somewhat. Narethys, you bow to thank your newfound friend, and they sort of make a slight nod gesture. Some confusion still in their stare, but they seem to understand at least what you're trying to tell them. Ira, welcome in. OMG, OMG, OMG!
We were sent to die, but you have saved us. I am in your debt. I will help you if able.
We seek to survive and maybe help, especially if helped.
If a shark can, in this instance, talk, I tell my party what I'm hearing.
Absolutely. Conveying the speech of this newfound friend. I'll say, for the most part, all of you were able to communicate, though it is in broken common. This creature doesn't appear to understand or speak it, but Yansfer, you make a decent enough translator to get the point across. And as you attempt to tell this creature that you're here to help, she nods, and the worry in her gaze becomes replaced by a bit of hope. Hope that you can tell has been missing from her expression for a very long time. You all look tired. Rest here. You will be safe. They will not find you here. We can talk more once you wake. She sort of gestures towards an area where there's a shallower water and even a raised section of rock that is completely dry that might serve you well as a place to get a little rest. What would you all like to do? Are you saying anything else to Aruvi before she begins to dip below the surface of the water? Yeah, good point, Tiago. Alter Self doesn't really turn you into a shark. It just adds some fish-like features. You're still kind of humanoid. Still a Yansfer Shadow Magic land shark. And Andres mentioned last time.
I go to the dry rock and crash.
Okay. Sounds like the general consensus is that we want to rest here. And so, as all of you heed the words of your newfound friend, after escaping the clutches of something quite terrible, you find dry land once again after swimming through this torrent of cold water. You find a way to dry yourself, make yourself comfortable, and drift into sleep. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break here so I can set a couple things up. And when we come back, we're going to see exactly what we have in store for our adventurers. So don't go nowhere. See you in a bit. Bye.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't know anyone would be here while the stream was running. Give me a moment to tidy up. It's much better. Well, while you're here, we might as well take a moment to thank all of our members for supporting the channel and bringing this stream to life.
Huge thanks to Tides of Mo, Tabletop Beard, Grim Reaper, Atmos Seeker, Justinian of Darkport, Angel Jobert, Angel of Darkport, Brett Venable, Dutin 103, Vivek Longfang, Lil Tired, Memebot 69000, XIVM, Jason Miller, Corey of Darkport, Devin Beard, Wilfredo Figrawoa, Ruby Rod, Sam Hopper, Daniel Struth, Agile Monk, Moon Goose McQueen, Jude Eshett, Drazadi, Malice, Uro, Curtis Bruton, Hexblade's Curse, Predator H2O, Bron, Jason Cash, Russell Mooney, Michael Horvath, Alicia F., Andrew Schaefer, The School Bus, Shutterbot, Griff Sildari, Jagged Aces, Nova Effectus, Kitchen Knives, Copper 96, Melmac, Mini Warlord, Rowan Rat, J. Diddy, Gillian Mangrove, Ronan Leon, I'm So Lost, Dragonic Sage, Samuel Song, Francis Hume, Debonair Gaming, Kevin Thomas, Otterline, Wa'aki, Chris Jones, Chaotic Neutral, Andres DeBarbara, Mr. Thrill, Nick, Don Rosavelli, DM Greg, Big Head Bro, Gatorman, Butternut, Mitchell, Almighty Zeus, Spate, D.I. Block, Matt Susan, Evan Aristogabe, Kevin Hyatt, Charlie Gardner, Brendan Sparrow, Black Retro, Turok, Lions, Masquax, Chris G, Jerome Grant, The Best or Die Trying, A Joyous Goose, Liquid Saber, Defiant Chaos, T-Dog, Othos Carpathia, Jesse's Brick Galaxy, Dog, Tiago Livas, Trevor Neal, Blake Dexter, D'Angelo Barton, Devo Abu, BFG, Tampton Tonda, Bardic Agra, Mark Niger, Edward Heller, Logan Keller, Bartholomew, Ira Wing, Tracy Pudor, and Bacon and Vodka.
You know, members get tons of unique benefits as well, like these weekly shoutouts and emojis that they can use in the stream chat, and a heaping helping of chaos points that can be used to, well, perhaps it's better to show you.
Welcome to Constructed Chaos, a D&D live play channel where you get to control the game. Join us on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time for our in-person live stream that allows you to influence our adventures in major ways. From alternate plot points to rerolls to absolute chaos. And tune in on Mondays at 7 for our brand new Chat Plays D&D format where you get to roll the dice and pilot the characters themselves straight from the live stream chat. And between it all, there's tons of homebrew content and guides that we release every single month. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
Greetings, viewers. Bramble Backfoot hopping by to let you know about our monthly homebrew packets issued to all those brave enough to join the ranks of our prestigious order. With a plethora of items, monsters, mechanics, and more, it's easier than ever to bring chaos home to your table. So become a member and let's fight the forces of evil together.
Thank you. You're all too kind, and the drinks are on me tonight. Ha 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 ha! Oh, you must not have enabled gifted memberships. Let me show you how. Ha 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 ha! What you'll want to do is make your way over to our channel page and then add /allow_gifts. From there, you can turn on the toggle for free stuff and join in the chaos. Ha 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 ha! Now for my next tune, a little ditty about a dead necromancer named Pinky.
Hello, Trizad here. Oh my god, you have got to come check out all of our wares. We have so many different things. Help support the stream and get yourself some new magic items as well over at the Constructed Chaos store.
Greetings to all my bearded brothers out there. I'm Alex, also known as Constructed Chaos on YouTube, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Tabletop Beard. This family-owned beard oil company is run by three brothers that have combined two great loves of mine: tabletop RPGs and beard care. And it makes a lot of sense because, as I'm sure many of you know, growing and maintaining a healthy beard can be an adventure all its own. I started my quest back before I was even on YouTube, and I guess you could say I was stuck at level 1 for a while, constantly itching my way through life with a wild and unkempt beard and just trusting hairspray and regular shampoo to get the job done. Believe me, I was rolling nat 1s on just about every charisma check I made at that point. But eventually I started trying various beard care products like oils, butters, and balms, and I found some that worked well enough, but none of them really tied into my backstory. Not to mention my wife was constantly complaining about the smell. Then I was put on to the products from Tabletop Beard, and let me tell you, it was a match made in heaven. Or hell, depending on what kind of flavor you prefer. These guys use a premium oil blend of meadow foam seed, rosehip, golden jojoba, argan, avocado, and sunflower oils to create the most high-quality product that contains no cheap filler
Tabasco,
or
tapatio, and
artificial
sriracha.
oils that you typically want to steer
Give me
clear
all the
of.
sauces.
And each scent has been expertly crafted and matched to a familiar TTRPG style, so you know exactly the kinds of vibes you're putting out without the scents being too mundane or too overpowering. To top it off, all their products, oils, butters, and balms are made in small batches, so the quality control is top-notch, and so is the customer service. They're always looking for new ways to meet and exceed customer needs, and I've even heard that they have some new ideas cooking up behind the scenes. So consider this your session 0 and take some time to check out Tabletop Beard today. Truly, they're the only starting equipment that you need for your own successful beard care journey. Bear Dritz here, letting you in on a little-known ranger secret that'll keep you satiated in the wild, even when you have no rations left.
5 uses.
Ew, not that. I'm talking about subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell icon. It's easy to miss the signs of a stream going live if you're not prepared. So make sure to do that and... What was that? Hold it right there, adventurer. We're looking for some deviants that refuse to like this video while they're still watching. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this heinous crime, would you? Well then, as you were, but stay out of trouble.
It appeared out of thin air when they found it, as if by the will of the plains themselves. A curious and mysterious bauble that has turned up time and time again throughout the ages. Some
have studied it all their lives, hoping to unravel its uniquely fascinating magical properties. Many more have used its power for their own, though all falling victim to fate in the end. Now, it calls to you. By chance, by destiny, by desire, it matters not. It calls to you, and it calls to be cast from your palm, so that it might deliver unto you the unknown wonders held within.
How much longer are they going to... excuse me. Are they still not back? Wait there just a moment. I'll fetch them for you. The little chaos gremlins. You have people waiting, you know!
Welcome back, everyone. So I hope you had a fantastic break. It sounds like some of you have cause for celebration. Congratulations, Jason. I'm so happy for y'all. And also, we chatted a little bit over the break. It sounds like some of you like that Say is gone, the command, and some of you don't. Pro tip, I'm probably going to leave it in place just because you can use, so long as you put an exclamation point in front of what you say, while you're piloting a character, it won't speak that out loud. So I'd rather have the option to not speak be the secondary option, if that makes sense. If we continue to have issues with it, we'll change it for next stream. But I just wanted to give that disclaimer as we continue to bug test. And it also sounds like Russell Mooney may have an idea for something at the end of stream. I'll convey with you once we go to the end screen. We can chat for a second and figure out what you have in mind. But as we now rejoin our three heroes left alone in this air-filled chamber at the top of an enormous coral structure, water laps against the smooth stone floor where you rest. Your soaked limbs are heavy and sluggish. Pale blue light filters through narrow holes in the coral above, casting long, wavering shadows along the curved walls. The chamber is quiet, eerily so, save for the distant groan of the sea beyond. But for now, you're safe, and far from the eyes of the depths. So, I will go ahead and hit the long rest button for all of you. As you do complete a long rest after a very long and eventful couple of days. You stir to the sound of water shifting, the unmistakable feeling of being watched. Blinking sleep from your eyes, you see him, a lean merfolk figure. His silver-green fins dripping as he floats at the water's edge, his eyes narrow beneath a thick brow, and before you can fully rise, he surges forward in a blur of motion, landing with a thud upon the stone, his trident raised, yet not striking, but ready. He speaks, but you do not understand the words. What do you do? Communication seems to be the biggest barrier for the group here, but this tribe that you found seems to have existed separately from the rest of the world for so long that they may not understand common. So Bacon and Vodka as Yansfer, Valen, piloted by Saft, and XIVM as Nargith. What are we thinking here? As this new merfolk enters the fray, wielding not a bone spear, but a metal trident. certainly have a chiseled physique. They might be somewhat of a warrior in their own right, Valen. Perhaps you get a bit flushed. Start to swoon. Muscle mommy like muscle daddy. It does sound a bit regal. I agree. Perhaps they carry a bit of notoriety within their own ranks. What do we think?
I motion to my ears that I can hear him, but shrug my shoulders and raise my hands in a way to convey, I don't understand.
I use minor illusion to try to show what has happened to us.
Ooh, that's a cool idea. Yancfer, rather Nargith, you sort of raise your hands, point to your ears, and shrug your shoulders, and you see the tension in this merfolk's stance begin to slack a bit. But as soon as Yancfer begins to cast a bit of magic, he tenses up again. Yancfer, you slow down your casting as you push out your minor illusion. I'm going to have you make a performance check to see how well you're able to convey this through a series of illusory images. So, exclamation point R, performance. I don't think we've rolled that yet this campaign. He is certainly intently watching. Ooh, and that one is going to sting, Bacon and Vodka, as Yancfer is a bit nervous by their extremely aggressive audience. They attempt to swirl together a series of images that convey what's happened so far, but it starts with you all awaking on the shore, a merfolk arriving, and Valen throwing a javelin at them. As this creature's expression shifts into something between anger and sadness, you see them lunge forward with their trident, and you hear the same, in the same tenor as earlier, a shrill cry, "Woo!" as this other merfolk, this female merfolk, your friend, dives in between you and this secondary acquaintance. The trident halting just inches away from her chest as she stands there with her hand up. It appears that the second merfolk tries to motion her aside, but she is unmoving. I will allow you to re-roll your performance check if you would like. If not, you can allow them to sort of exchange words as you see the male merfolk is slow to understand, slow to lower their guard, but the female merfolk is putting in quite a bit of effort to stay their blade. What are the rest of you doing? Calling it now, partially inspired by Ariel and King Triton. Possibly.
So
I
Alex
throw
has this
up my
really
hands
cool
to show I
ability.
am sorry and I mean no harm.
Nargith, the
yeah.
fiery paladin giant, does his best to support Yancfer in explaining the situation to the merfolk warriors.
Seeing that the other two of you have shown no aggression thus far and simply have held up your hands and tried to explain that you mean no harm, the male merfolk starts to get the idea that they may have been misled somewhat. They begin to lower their trident to their side. You speak current tongue. You speak surface, he says to you, in the most broken common you've ever heard, yet the understanding is there. I do sometimes write things similar to A-list properties. I can't help it. I know good writing when I see it. I just gotta yoink it sometimes.
Just like Kung Fu Panda.
Just like Kung Fu Panda.
That's a throwback to our first campaign, if y'all haven't seen it.
This male merfolk waits, their trident at their side, for your answer. As he asks, "You speak surface tongue."
I attempted to speak, slowly, and use minor illusions sparingly to get my point across.
Okay. With the combination of having some common language, him being able to latch on to certain words, and using images to convey your meaning, I'll say re-roll that perception check performance check, this time with advantage. So, exclamation point R, performance ADV. You should get something better than a 1, I hope. There is a 1 in 400 chance that you roll 2 1s here. $21. How about that? Okay. And 2 16s. That's got to be lucky for something. So as you begin to spin together the images of the story so far, what you've experienced with your patron who hired you, your encounter with Fathom in the depths, you notice a particular...
Narethys speaks slow and deliberate so that the male merfolk, yes, we, speak, surface, tongue, see, images, see, story.
See, world.
I was literally typing it.
That's awesome. Narethys, you're sort of able to aid Yancfer in this storytelling moment, showing the male merfolk what's happened so far. And as you get to a point in the story where you describe your encounter with the depths and show an image of Fathom, you see that same twisted look run across the merfolk's face. Anger, yes, but not directed at you. Just something you pick up. You're not exactly sure why. They seem to draw a bit of anger there. You continue to tell the story about how you were thrown down the upwell into the deep of the gulf and swallowed up in the water, drifted across the ocean, plummeted through the air, and then saved by some unseen grace, a whisper on the wind, urging you to live. You can see that at the end of this story, Arurvi, the merfolk that you've met before, turns to this individual who appears to be about the same age as her, potentially a brother. She places a hand on his shoulder. She begins to speak in a cadence that is nurturing, explanative. She motions to the three of you and gestures with her hand like the flow of wind whipping. She turns back to the three of you and looks directly at you, Yancfer, as she attempts to speak to you as she did the day before, since you seem to understand her, but you do not have comprehend languages up. And so she's sort of conveying what happened with her male counterpart and is trying to smooth things over between the two of you. The male counterpart is sort of nodding in response, but you're not sure exactly what she's saying. What are the rest of you doing here? Attempting to get past this language barrier. The most powerful barrier in the world. Crafted by the smiths of old. The language barrier.
I cannot do accents.
you did one just now. A single word. That's all you did. I. See. What are you all thinking here?
We no understand.
Valen has now
I can't understand the word coming out of your mouth.
I'm
Valen,
still kind of fish, aren't I?
You are, yeah. I'm gonna say Alter Self is a full 24 hours. Is that right?
I think it is.
It's up to 1 hour concentration, so you would no longer be a shark person, but you could cast Alter Self again. And if you did, I would allow you to at least understand what they're saying and maybe speak a bit back to them. But as Valen explains emphatically that they don't understand what they're saying, the male places a hand on the wounded arm of the female.
The Goliath Paladin of Fire and Brimstone points at the female merfolk. He nods and smiles and says, points at her. Yes, she's smart. Listen, US good, we friends, we good. You help US.
Listen. What you say. You get Storm Blessing. Help this tribe. He seems to be hoping that you are sent to help, although he understands your story now. It seems he doesn't understand that you arrived here merely by happenstance. He seems to believe you came via a greater power.
I cast Comprehend Languages.
Saft making short work of the problem as you cast a bit of magic and flowing into your ear canal as your ears themselves begin to almost create small vacuumous spaces that pull in the sounds around you. Sort of nodding and understanding, the female merfolk now looks to you as she explains, "How much do you know of our people? Of the depths of Nerethys?" Name drop!
Narethys raises his hands to the storm above. Yes, Storm saved US. Brought US here. We help you. You help US. We help each other.
Nothing pleases, tell US.
I have wronged the lady. I will help in any way I can. We are not special though and cannot survive in these conditions.
Seeing Valen and Narethys willing to help, not only proving that they are not enemies, but allies in this moment, the male merfolk eases off completely and then looks towards Arvi, who you met earlier. She continues to speak through your friend Yancifer. We are what's left of the great city you found beneath the waves. We are few in number now, but we were once many. In those days, Zealous ruled over Nerethys. All of us were enslaved by him until Einir broke the curse, left seeking help from the world above, and returned with the power of storms. With this great power, Einir created the vacuum that you have seen, the air beneath the water. This exposure weakened Zealous and drove them out. His love, Tethys, guided what people would follow her to the surface. And we remained, as even now, Aenir conjures this storm, keeping Zealous at bay. He is our protector, and we are his. She now looks towards the male merfolk, a bit of sorrow in her expression as she turns back to the three of you. It existed this way for ages, until mere seasons ago, a curious Triton came back from the surface, hoping to unravel the mysteries of this place. We warned her not to go, but she did not heed our warnings. She has now become a slave to Zealous. And since then, for the past several years, the depths have sent agents of their willfulness, carrying water to the dried out husk of Zealous. They are being revived. And what's worse, we are hunted to the point of near extinction. We are powerless to stop them. But it seems Aenir has sent you as a blessing. Aenir has given you a chance to rectify this terrible evil, to send Zealous back to sleep. They took our mother. They took many of our number.
Narethys, the righteous paladin, tells the female merfolk, all the while talking slowly and with exaggerated hand gestures. Together, we crush evil, destroy wicked, make all good again.
She smiles softly. They deserve justice. And the surface, those who left, deserve a life not knowing of these dark troubles. Save them before they realize they are even in danger. Allow us to keep this secret beneath the waves. As she sort of drifts off, that hope, that glimmer of hope returning to her expression, the male merfolk looks at her, nodding, his arms crossed, as suddenly his gaze flickers towards the water. But before he has a chance to speak, a low, grating rumble trembles through the coral beneath you. The water all around you sloshes violently as three massive tentacles burst through narrow gaps in the coral walls, sending spiraling shards through the chamber. The limbs twitch and writhe, dragging slime and salt behind them. The male merfolk's eyes flare with rage as he spins on his heel. He turns to
I
face.
cast Mage Armor.
You definitely are able to get that up. I'm going to let you have that mage armor. And as you're able to get this magic, this defensive magic swirling over your body, you hear the words of this male merfolk. I believe you could put a stop to this. First, I'll need you to bring them back to the edge of the city. I'll hold them off here. Get them out of here. As he dives into the water, trident first, swirling in a spiral, carrying him deep very quickly.
Boy, not this blasted thing again. And I rage.
You all see the same tentacles that you fought in the very first episode here as well. Extensions of Zealous now writhing within this chamber and lashing out at all of you and Otter V. I will have all of you roll for initiative. Valen, I'm going to say that Yancfer was able to get mage armor up, but you're going to have to rage on your turn. Yancfer is going to get that benefit simply because she understands the words being spoken. So she got a little bit of a heads up there. But let's go ahead and have everyone roll for initiative, starting with Yancfer. So exclamation point R, initiative. Because technically that's just a skill check.
If any of you are interested in seeing what Miss Mabel looks like right now, I posted in the Discord. She is in her doggy sling, sitting in my arms, sleeping. She's very upset that I went to Ohio for a week. She has not left my side.
Cha, sweet Mabel.
Yeah, sweet Mabel.
Guess I can get this showing so you guys can see what's happening there.
It's so cool.
Yeah, we had to break out the water light. I don't know if Atmoseeker's still in the chat, but I got this idea
Narethus
from him.
looks into the merfolk's
Yeah,
eyes
give
with
Seb
fiery
some love.
power.
He has
When the
cool
wicked
ideas.
tentacles arrive, Narethus roars with a powerful battle cry. The fire of good will extinguish this evil wickedness.
Nice, Narethus, as you give a mighty battle cry. Saft rolled a 16 for Yancfer. Let's see, Valen, what you get for initiative. Exclamation point R, initiative for me. Sorry, I was slow to catch that. Still getting things set here.
Andress said, "Oh, the mysterious voice is back." Voice in his head. I am here.
Oh, she never really left. 11 for Jasonian here. And what did Valen get? I missed it. From XIVM. Should be in the chat there. Looks like an 8. So, decent initiative. Definitely something we can work on. Or did you just re-roll it? That 8 did come in first, so we're gonna take that. Thanks to the bot, I can now get a recap of what was rolled on at least skill checks. I haven't done it for everything yet.
Thank you for the reminder, Tiago, that Valen has the alert feat.
Yes, good point. Good point. Valen and Nargith both have the alert feat, actually. So 11 is what
I did
Valen
not see
has.
it. Does that include the +2?
Yeah. Sorry. You've got a 10 should be.
Is
No.
it a +3?
Sorry. It should be a +3. It's whatever your proficiency. It's a +2.
It shows in the chat. It did 8 on the die +3.
Yeah, because you have dex. That all gets factored in. Yeah. It includes your proficiency because technically initiative is a skill in this back-end system, and I have it factor in your proficiency because that's what alert does for you. Basically just gives you proficiency and initiative. So, starting off the round, we have Yancfer. As you're able to get up this mage armor, you see the male merfolk dive into the water, and Aruvi now break out her bone spear in a defensive stance as these tentacles writhe all around you. What would you like to do?
Wild magic surge. Yeah, we always forget the wild magic surge.
Oh yeah, when you rage, I won't forget it. I did remember it last time, and I won't forget. What do you think, Saft? What do we got as Yancfer leads the charge here, getting that mage armor up for I believe it's a 15 AC? 13 plus your dex, which is going to be 2, I believe. So 15 AC for you. Very nice. These tentacles lash and writhe, somehow more menacing now that you know of their origin and what they represent, especially for the people of this ancient tribe.
If we are incentivized to escape, fog cloud. If we stand and fight, I cast Bless on myself and my party.
That is entirely up to you. It looks like the Triton woman is gearing herself up for a fight. And attempting to beat back these tentacles first, but you can certainly flee first if you would rather. It seems at least like this may not be the only place where these tentacles exist, so putting yourself in a disadvantage in the water might not be a great plan. You are alter selfed, but you're the only one that does have a swim speed there.
I cast Bless.
All right, Bless it is. Can you pass me the rings? You got moved earlier.
What do you need, Bless? I was gonna get it for you.
It's easier if I just do it.
Okay.
It's just concentration. What does Yancifer's Bless look like? I imagine it's like a twisted, dark version of it. Since technically you're not a paladin, you just happen to have this. As your energy swells throughout the chamber, I imagine the 3 creatures you're targeting are the 3 player characters. But let me know if anything is different about that. As we now move from your turn, and let me know if you change on anything. We go to the tentacles turns. This one is going to close on Valen and make an attack roll. That is a 9, so it doesn't hit. Valen, you've seen these tricks
Dark
before.
tendrils link us and create small, shadowy halos over each of us.
Nice. As a shadowy halo spawns over your head, you leap over a tentacle just as it swipes at your feet, feeling the blessings from your ally already. The next tentacle is going to move as it slithers down behind Nargith. It's going to make an attack roll. That is a 2 on the die, and definitely going to hit the heavily armored paladin Nargith. As it swings wide, you bash away its slimy exterior with your shield. And last but certainly not least, this tentacle is going to close, wrapping around the front of where you stand, Yancfer, and it's going to make an attack roll on you. That is a 17 on the die, for a total of 23, and that does hit. As Yancfer, you are caught unaware, feeling like your mage armor and bless should be able to save you. This tentacle wraps around a rock and strikes from an unseen vantage of shadow, wrapping around you and coiling. You are now both grappled and restrained by it. So we're going to use the restrained ring. I lied. We'll use the grappled ring, but we'll know. And you need to make a Constitution saving throw. So you're going to type !R, con save. We'll see if you're able to keep concentration on your bless. 20 is definitely going to do it, as you're able to hang on, still taking those 10 points of damage, but still able to keep your friends protected. You are bloodied at this point, but staying relatively high spirits, knowing that you've been in worse pinches than this, and you're a bit more powerful than you were the last time. Nargith, it is now your go. What would you like to do as you see your friend now captured by one of these tentacles?
We will stand and fight these wicked evil tentacles. We will stand with the merfolk under the Tempest Goddess who saved us from a horrible watery grave. Nargith casts Divine Favor, then attacks.
Nice. I love that you had that saved up. As you channel a bit of the goddess's fire into your weapon, you pull out your long sword, shield already in hand, and which tentacle are you attacking? Are you, I assume the one that's nearest you, but there is one grappling your ally. You can go towards that one and attack it, but you'll get attacked in return if you do. If you want to attack the one nearest you, just do !R, STR, attack. How do you spell the name of the god that saved us? It's EINYR.
Very close.
Yeah, Einir. You're very close. Just an extra E in there. For those of you who have watched Legacy of the Ashen, you may already have a little bit of information as to the importance of this individual to the culture of Eretheos. As we always do, all the campaigns are interlinked and connected, including this one.
Nerethys goes to the wicked tentacle, holding Yancifer, and slices it with his long sword in an attempt to save her from a horrible death.
Okay. Nargith is going to charge towards the tentacle that is clutching his friend. Reckless abandon for his own safety as the one behind him lashes out with a opportunity attack. That is a non-natural 20, so that will indeed hit. Nargith, you are going to take 10 points.
Nargith could multiclass into Warlock using this god as patron, haha.
True. That could happen, and you guys are certainly willing to, are certainly able to do that. I would certainly allow that. But for right now, unfortunately, Nargith, you are not able to leave the range of this tentacle as it strikes you, grapples you, and deals 10 damage to you. You are still within its range. You can attack it for a straight roll. Sorry, no, you're restrained as well. You would have disadvantage. And it looks like Tiago is now piloting Nargith, left with the hard choice on what to do here. Divine Favor is up. So you have a little bit of divine energy flowing through you. Tiago, let us know if Nargith is going to attack the tentacle nearest him now. If that is the case, you'll do !R, STR, attack, DIS. Lots of shorthand there. But essentially it boils down to a strength-based attack roll with disadvantage because you're restrained. Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with Divine Favor, Jason. It's a good spell. Especially if once your paladin gets multi-attack. If they live that long. Okay, with the 10, you swing out towards the tentacle, and you seem to be on course for a solid strike, but it wrenches you to the side, slamming your blade against the rock and not allowing you to strike out at it. As your turn ends here, we now move to the merfolk's turn. She is going to rush in on the tentacle, grabbing her most dearest friend who can actually understand her. She's going to make 2 attacks with her bone spear on the tentacle, grappling Yancifer. One is going to miss with a 10, but the other is a 21 to hit. Definitely going to hit there as the merfolk deals 6 points of piercing damage. Not a ton, but it is a start. As she drives her bone spear into it and wrenches the creature away from you, Yancfer, I will allow you to make a athletics or acrobatics check to see if you can escape this grapple. I think your acrobatics is probably the higher of the two. If you'd like to do exclamation point R acrobatics. That's you, Saft. Let's see if you can break free in this moment afforded to you by your newfound friend. Looking like an aquarium up in here. 19, you do indeed break the grapple. As the merfolk sees you freed now, you are still concentrating. I don't know why I took both rings. Oh, one of these days we're going to change the way our table's set up so I don't have to give you guys a close look at my forehead every time I move pieces. But with that, it is now Valen's turn. Valen, piloted by XIVM, the only one to have not taken damage thus far. You stare down both a tentacle in front and to the side of you, grappling your friend Narethys. You can attempt to free him if you wish. And I believe you said you were going to rage. So I will take you at your word there. And go ahead and roll a d8 to see what wild magic occurs. A 2. You teleport 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. Very cool. We got this one earlier, and I love it. Are you teleporting anywhere? And if so, where are you going? And then what are you doing after? Let me know, XIVM, because this is a pretty cool ability for a barbarian to have. Imagine Valen's muscles swell as a pulse of energy begins to ripple out from you. Your body, the heat exuding from it, almost makes you appear to be a mirage, giving you sort of this ghostly appearance that allows you to blip around the room.
Wild magic.
Oh, I just did. That's what that is.
Sorry, I was on my phone.
That's okay. I forgive you, voice.
I just looked up and saw them saying it in chat, and I was like, oh, okay. Don't forget.
What you think, XIVM?
Voice in your head is going to have to leave the room.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, voice in my head.
Voice in your head.
I've had a long week, and that's a sleepy Mabel.
Yeah, and my tailbone hurts.
If you guys would like to see some cute pictures of Mabel, be sure to join the Discord. The link is in the description. It's free to join, and we like to hang out with all of you guys in there over the course of the week.
Voice in the other room will be in the other room.
I will teleport next to Narethys and attack the tentacle that hold him. Teleport to far side above him.
Okay. You position yourself on the opposite side of Narethys as you see the tentacle is distracted with what it holds. You attempt to make an attack roll against it, now appearing in your new vantage. That is going to be exclamation point R, STR, attack. We'll see if you can hit this thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. As you teleport behind this tentacle, swinging your Morning Star, from out of sheer luck, the tentacle is able to wrench to the side, moving both itself and your ally out of the way. Your Morning Star crashes into the ground, sending splinters of bright coral across the chamber as they instantly turn gray, being separated from the main body. I know that's not how coral works, but that's how we're talking about it tonight. Next in the initiative, we are back to the top with Yancifer. You are no longer grappled. You're no longer restrained. You are still concentrating on... Oh, you guys can add D4s to this. You guys are blessed. Did I miss that? Were you guys telling me that in chat and I completely missed it? Or did we all forget? Let's do this. XIVM, go ahead and roll a d4, because I'm going to tell you right now, you were not that far off from hitting them. There's a chance that you can hit them with Bless. Oh, still, even with Bless, it's not quite enough to get you there. And Nargith, I remember you also had missed and you had Bless.
Yup, lol.
Tiago, if you would like to roll a d4, I'm willing to retcon that. You were within range of hitting. Okay, Nargith, you are actually able to hit this tentacle. Roll exclamation point R 1d8 plus 1d4 plus 5. That should be your damage with divine favor and all. That Bless comes in clutch. One of my favorite spells. I'm kind of a sucker for support. Even though I didn't really make my paladin do any of that. Nice. 10 points of damage and roll an athletics check with advantage. So exclamation point R, athletics, ADV. You have advantage to escape grapples. That's why that is. So we'll see if you can
Can I add
break
1d10 fire from Giant?
Absolutely you can. Roll another d10. I'll make sure to mark that off so we don't forget. There it is. An extra 4, that is certainly going to count for something, as all this damage is going to start adding up. Now go ahead and roll athletics with advantage to see if you can escape the grapple as this creature has taken damage. Fun point of note, I don't think you guys have been grappled by these creatures by the time it rolled back to their turns. That's an important distinction. Whoa! Is that a natural 20? Very nice. As Nargith, you are able to escape the grapple after swinging your longsword. It looked like you had missed, but it was sort of one of those moments. I've already cut you. You just don't know yet. The tentacle bleeds moments later after your sword has already been swung, catching a bit of fire and cauterizing the wounds almost instantly. You are freed. Yancifer, sorry it took so long to get back to you. You are up. Your bless is still up, and you are still staring down this tentacle that almost knocked you unconscious in a single blow. What would you like to do? I'm going to chill out on the fog effects for a second. It's making it kind of hard to see, I think.
I activate my innate sorcery, and I cast Magic Missile at 2nd level.
Nice. Okay. So the innate sorcery gives you a bonus to attack rolls, or advantage on attack
the muscle
rolls.
mommy raging barbarian growls in anger as she missing the tentacle. She growls under her furry mutton chops. She looks at the mighty Narethys and smiles as the tides have turned.
Yes, indeed. The tides have turned. And as you smile at Nerethys, both of you hear this whistling screech as dark bolts emanate from your friend, who now swirls with this powerful arcane energy bleeding out from the mage armor that she's enshrouded herself with. Yancifer casts Magic Missile at the 2nd level, which is going to be 4d4 plus 4. You want to go ahead and roll that. See how much damage we got. Blow this thing away. Oh, XIVM, you're piloting Yancifer now. So that's going to be 4d4 plus 4. Exclamation point R, 4d4 plus 4. I've thought about rolling for you guys sometimes, but it's so fun. I don't want to take that away from you. 12 points of damage as the dark bolts sear into the writhing tentacle with a wet thud. A bit of dark energy now pulses from their suckers as they pucker and writhe in response. Are you doing anything else, Yancifer? While you decide, I will move on, and it's going to be the the tentacles' turns. If you're not moving out of range, Yancifer, this one is going to attack you. You've done the most damage to it by far. That is going to miss with a 7. Very bad roll on its part. The one next to Narethys is now going to attack. And I think they're going to attack Narethys simply because they landed a hit and Valen didn't. That's going to be a 14. Once again, you're ready for the attack, and you're able to stop it with your shield overhead and repel it by forcing your shield upwards. The tentacle slams into the rock behind as Valen prepares to strike. This last tentacle is now going to move to your backside, Narethys, striking at you. That is a 19 on the die, and so you are once again going to take 10 points of bludgeoning damage from this tentacle, and you are once again grappled by it, having a bit of flashbacks to your battle in the Deepwater Den. I love Nareth's pointy mini. It's so easy to hang these condition rings on. So thank you for that design, chat. Really appreciate that.
Silvery barbs.
Ooh, silvery barbs. I like it. That is going to be a 16 total. So now that attack misses, I will heal you for the 10.
Give a DV to Nar.
Okay. Narethys, you get advantage on your next attack roll, saving throw, or I think it's just attack roll or saving throw. Don't let me forget, because I probably will. Let me heal you back real quick as this tentacle looks like it's going to grapple you. And at the last second, as it swirls around your body and begins to constrict, you feel a bit of magical energy forcing it off of you, almost cartoon styled as it pries the fingers. Boink, 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 boink. It releases you without dealing any damage. You turn a thankful expression towards your friend Yancifer, as she has saved you some hit points and some grief. Narethys, it is now your turn. What would you like to do? Keep in mind that you have divine
I love you,
favor
little
up.
Yan. May the fire be with you in the shadows.
May the fire be with you in the shadows. Absolutely. Yancifer likes the warmth, but steals the light from the atmosphere around as her innate sorcery continues to swirl. Narethys, it is your go. Remember that you have divine favor and advantage on your next attack roll or saving throw. What would you like to do? Well, the shadows have a sense of humor. Yes, they do. Andres votes for a smite. I agree, Andres. Smiting's always fun. Never a bad idea to smite. You can quote me on that. Maybe in the new rules. I know. But it like I can feel the crunchiness of a smite. Like it's an experience. it's not just a bunch of numbers. I can feel how good a smite is. What are you thinking, Tiago? Let me know what Narethys has in store for us as they thank their halfling friend for the quick save and quick thinking.
I use Thunderous Smite.
Okay, Thunderous Smite it is. And are you attacking the tentacle nearest you, or nearest Valen, or the one behind you? An important distinction for strategic purposes. Regardless of which one you're attacking, you will roll exclamation point.
As the tentacles move towards Narethus' backside, the wild barbarian becomes concerned. Seeing Yancifer's magic save the day once again, she yells out, "Smite ORGTFO."
Yeah, it looks
Behind
like the
me.
smite is coming.
This is my last action, so good luck on rolls, whoever rolls.
All right, looks like we now have Bacon and Vodka piloting Narethus. You have an attack ready. You have Thunderous Smite causing the blade of your longsword to vibrate in the atmosphere, causing some of the water itself to drip in slosh across the expanse. We need only to know where your attack is headed, towards the tentacle between you and Valen or the one behind you. You do also have advantage on this, and it's going to be a lot of damage, so just want to know where it's headed. Oh, behind. Got it. That's what you meant by behind me. I thought it was a expletive, like behind me. So Narethus, you turn to face this tentacle, and you're gonna do exclamation point R, STR attack ADV.
Valen yells out, "Give us the thunder, big boy."
Give us the thunder, big boy. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, no crit, but that 12 is still going to hit. I won't even have you roll the bless. I just wanted to make you sweat a little bit. So, as you turn on a heel, swinging the vibrating blade, you cut through the tentacle like tender meat. You're going to roll your damage here. It's going to be exclamation point R, 2d6, 1d8, 1d4, plus 5. And plus is in between all that, obviously, but quite a big damage equation you've stacked up there. Oh, sorry. Do that one more time. It's gotta have the pluses between the die rolls. So, sorry. I need to be better about saying exactly what to type. If those pluses are missing, it doesn't know what to do. And maybe that's an improvement I can have for next week. I'll make a note. We shall claim this tentacle for Narethus. Absolutely we will. This tentacle had no idea what was coming. It thought it was gonna have an easy time in this weird. Thank you for the $2, Saft. Thanks for the play opportunity. Happy to have you guys along. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying this. 18 points of damage. And they need to make a strength save or be pushed 10 feet away and have the prone condition. They're going to fail as you strike at this tentacle, dealing 18 points of damage. That is the first time it's been hit, but it is hit hard and driven back towards the water. The length of the tentacle almost spools out from the wall where it has found its way into this coral structure, and the tip of it splashes into the water like a limp pool noodle. With that, Narethus, let me know if you're doing anything else. but I imagine that's going to be it for you as we now move on to the merfolk, who's going to continue attacking. Actually, you know what? She sees this prone tentacle, and she's going to move towards it, even though she may take an attack of opportunity from this other tentacle. That is a 3 on the die, so it misses as she lunges out of the way with speed, almost swimming through the air as she did through the water, using her bone spear to make 2 quick attacks, 2 quick jabs at this tentacle on the ground. Both at advantage. The first hits with a 16, and the second also hits with an 18, as the tentacle now takes another 12 points of damage. And this one is bloodied as you see some of the sort of viscous white ichor pouring out from beneath its its wet skin, as we now move to Valen. Valen, Narethys has sent the tentacle behind him flying, but the one in front of him and in front of you is still at large. Jason, you're piloting Valen here, and you do have a bonus action teleport if you'd like to use it. Let me know what you're doing. Jason in the pilot seat for a character that isn't a paladin. Let's see how we handle this. Andres, yes. Welcome to the roleplay pool. I hope you get a chance to swing some swords and knock around some tentacles with us. Knowing Jason, Valen's about to have the most epic speech we've ever heard. The female merfolk is certainly holding her own, but you can tell that she is probably a little bit on the squishy
Valen
side
teleports
comparatively.
to the prone tentacle of love and attacks with her mighty morning star of death.
Okay, Valen, you teleport to the other side of this tentacle. I'm going to put you here so you're not in the water. As you swing your morning star with advantage, do !R STR attack ADV. And we're going to see how well you can hit this creature following the lead of your merfolk friend. We don't know. Valen could certainly succeed here. I think this is a pretty smart mode of action to go after the prone creature. 17 is certainly going to hit. Go ahead and !R D8 plus 5. Don't let me forget that that Morningstar does have the sap property. As you have hit, they will have disadvantage. I'm going to just put a magical effect ring so I don't forget. A 7 points of damage against this tentacle that has already taken quite a bit just in this round. It is looking really bad as you drive your Morningstar into the thickest part of it. Each side of the tentacle raises and splashes and writhes in the water. You almost feel as though you could hear its cries of pain ringing in your mind. As we now move back to the top of initiative with Yancifer. Unless you're doing anything else, just let me know, Valen. Yancifer, what do you got going on as we circle back to the top of initiative and you continue to face down this tentacle that has caught you once before, but not the second time. Not with your innate sorcery up, not with your bless, not with your mage armor. You are kitted out. What would you like to do? In case you guys haven't figured it out by now, the tentacles are going to be a bit of a theme. But you guys are stronger now.
I will quicken magic missile and then cast chaos bolt lightning damage, please.
Ooh, very cool. Okay. So we do magic missile at the base level. And that auto hits, and then the chaos bolt. Do you mean firebolt or? Sorcerous burst, I think, is probably what you mean.
Soar burst.
Got it. And you have advantage on these attack rolls, so just roll 1d20 CHA attack ADV. That should tell us if your sorcerous burst hits, and I imagine that it will. Then we can roll all the damage at one time. One big damage roll. Oh, did I say that wrong? I'm sorry. Exclamation point R, CHA, attack, ADV. Not 1d20. It knows the attack roll is a 1d20, so it's just exclamation point R, CHA, attack, ADV. I can already see that there's some ways to fine-tune this and make it a little bit easier.
Valen roars satisfaction as she pulverizes the prone tentacle of love. She yells back at Narethus, voice full of rage. This one's close to death. Mahaha, she shimmies and shakes wildly.
Mahaha! I love it, Jason. Very cool flavor as she shimmies wildly. And now XIVM, Yancifer fires these magic missiles and uses the remaining energy she's built up over turns to explode lightning out from her body. It cascades across the chamber and into the water beneath you as it does indeed strike this tentacle. So, you are going to deal 3d4. So, exclamation point R, 3d4 plus 1d8 plus 3. Woo! Dice math. I do need to remember to mark off your innate sorcery.
1r3d4 plus 1d8 plus 3.
Oh, mixed up the exclamation point. Try one more time. It's a little tricky, but it's getting easier. Slowly but surely. Especially if you guys are on phone. I know that gets a little bit trickier to type. 11 points of damage as these black bolts sear through the air, illuminated by the cracks of lightning that follow. This tentacle is now bloodied as it writhes in agony. You hear the pained call echoing in your mind, but it is not done for yet. As it now circles to its turn, it is going to try and attack you, Yancifer. With an 11 on the die, plus 5, that is a 16. So it will hit through the mage armor as you take another 10 points of bludgeoning damage. Yancifer, unfortunately, you are down here. Unless...
Shield.
I was like, unless, I believe you have something for this. As the tentacle wraps around you, you see there is no escape. You repel its might with the might of your own magic, holding the tentacle at bay until it thinks better of itself and recoils back to its starting position. Your shield, I think, is a free cast that you get with one of your feats. So I'm going to mark that off. Yep. One per long rest. But good to have. As we now move to the tentacle next to Narethus, it is going to make an attack on you, Narethus. Exactly 18, 13 plus 5 as it connects. And your friend has no more reactions to cast silvery barbs, as this attack surely does land, dealing the 10 damage that it thought it did previous, and grappling you and restraining you in its clutches.
Let's go, Yansider. You sexy shark boy. Don't take any crap from these damn tentacles.
absolutely don't take any crap from these tentacles. They don't deserve to give any crap to you. Also, the crap they have is probably gross and nasty and tentacly. So this tentacle that was prone now stands, but they are sapped. As they turn towards you, Valen, they're going to make an attack roll at disadvantage. That is an 8 as it misses. Still a bit woozy after being knocked so cleanly onto the ground and then pummeled while writhing across it. We now move to Nareth's turn. Nareth, you are currently grappled and restrained by this tentacle. You can try to make an attack roll, but it's going to be at disadvantage, or you can try and cleanly make an escape without attacking it. It's up to you. It will require an action to try and escape. The tentacle, it knows what it did. Yes, Justin, it does. It knows exactly what it did. I'm not going to get demonetized talking about it. Not that we even need monetization. You guys have been very generous tonight. I'll use this opportunity to thank everybody. Seriously.
I do not fear you, aberration. My steel, my faith, my friends will drive you back. I attempt to break free.
Okay. Make an athletics check with advantage. So it's going to be !R athletics ADV. Because Nareth is a Goliath, a fire giant Goliath, and he gets advantage on breaking grapples. Not only that, but he gets a D4 if he wants it. If he needs it. $16 does indeed break the grapple, and you are freed, my friend. As you use the
Narethus,
leverage.
Stop playing around with the damn tentacle. You got this, big boy. Show them who's boss.
Absolutely, he's got this. As he wedges his long sword against his shield and uses it as a crowbar to pry the tentacle off, you are able to escape. You are free, and you do still have a bonus action, although I'm not sure exactly how much you can do with it. Let me know if there's something you'd like to do, but barring that, I am going to move forward to the merfolk's turn while you decide. It is going to continue attacking this tentacle right in front of it, though it no longer has advantage. It is no longer prone. It is going to make 2 attacks with its bone spear. A natural 20 and a 16. So both are going to hit. The natural 20 is going to deal... Nice math. 10 points of damage. The other attack deals 16. Or the other attack deals 6. So the total is going to be 26 points of damage on this tentacle. And that does it in. The last 2 quick jabs seem to find enough purchase as she drives the bone spear deep and then wrenches back on it to separate the tentacle from the rest of it. It writhes and wriggles back out of this space as you are left with only 2 now. We move to Valen. Keep in mind, Yancifer, you are on deck, but Valen, what would you like to do? As there are now only 2 tentacles and none in front of you. Get us a little wider so we can see the whole scene.
Valen watches the sexy mermaid deal some serious damage with her trident. Damn girl, you're going to have to show me how to do that.
Hey, you landed some damage. You got the sap on it, which kept you from getting hit just a moment later. That was pretty clutch, I'd say. You do have a teleport. Keep that in mind if you want to teleport near a different one. Sorry if you guys can hear the pups in the background. If you want to learn more about them, you can type !pups in the chat. They are a rowdy bunch. They've been very borky. It's been kind of stormy here lately. Also 4th of July stuff. You know, dogs, fireworks. They're on edge. Poor guys. Indeed you do hear pups. The sweetest in the world. Oh, Dark Knight Yin. Are you in here?
Nargolith casts aspersions at the nearest tentacle as he swings high.
Dark Knight Yin, I don't think is in the chat. I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeet.
Oh, yeah, you are. There you are. There you are, Dark Knight Yin. Yeep. Dark Knight Yin, you are currently raging as Valen. You have a bonus action 30-foot teleport if you would like to use it. And you were fighting these 2 remaining tentacles. Sorry, I missed you there. But since you weren't here at the start, I made it so that anything you type in chat while you're piloting a character gets spoken aloud. So no more issues with the say command. But let me know what Valen is going to do here as you pilot the barbarian muscle mommy against these tentacles. One has just been felled in front of you, but there are 2 left. One near Nargith and one near Yancifer. Yancifer has cast Bless earlier, so you've also got some extra... Did Nargith get seduced by a tentacle? Almost!
I appear when you least expect it.
Yes, you do, and I love to see it. I love to see you there in chat. Dark Knight Yin was here to help us create these characters. It's only fitting that you would be here to help us use them to destroy ne'er-do-wells across the universe. The voice in my head is cheering for a TPK. I don't think it's going to happen tonight. I already gave you guys one last session. You're doing pretty well. Both of these tentacles are not looking great, so just let me know, Valen, which one we're going after. That's you, Dark Knight Yin.
Teleport behind the tentacles near Yancy.
Okay. Blip, as the heat radiating off of your muscly body turns you into a mirage, and suddenly you appear somewhere else. The heat from your rushing dash across the stone floor, evaporating some of the water in the area, sending up gouts of steam as you step. Make an attack roll against this tentacle. It's going to be !R, STR, attack. And it'll add in all your necessary modifiers and everything. Pretty fancy, if I do say so myself. Slowly but surely, little quality of life improvements every stream. And it's all thanks to all of you. $15 is definitely going to hit as you swing your Morning Star with that blazing speed of your feet,
Rawr,
carrying
it's
you
clobbering
through.
time.
Yeah, it is clobbering time. Do !R. Sorry, Bacon and Vodka, it does not add Bless. It is, that is something else I would have to code separately. And now that we're using Bless, maybe I will. That should be easy enough. I just figure if you guys miss, then I can tell you to roll the D4 to see if you hit. I know it's a little metagamey, but it's what we got to do. It's all good. Do !R, D8 plus 5. That'll be for you, Dark Knight Yin, as you swing your Morning Star into this tentacle. It is going to be sapped next turn, so we will remember that. I'll put a ring on it. If you like that tentacle, put a ring on it. You know what I'm saying? 13 max damage. We love to see it as you connect with this tentacle. And your Morning Star, you almost break it in half. With 13 points of damage, you hear a deafening crack echo through the space. Pulling back your Morning Star, you see a small crater where you've dented it in, and sort of sinuous blood now oozing out of it. We move on to Yancifer. Yancifer, what would you like to do? This tentacle in front of you is looking pretty bad, but it is also sapped. So perhaps it could be a good idea to use this opportunity to go for the other one, since it'll have disadvantage on its attack anyway. Up to you. A few levels from now, when we're typing !R, Cha attack advantage, and another 3 buffs on top of it. Yeah. that could very well be the case. I've tried to keep it as simple as possible, and I feel like short of
I use magic missiles on the other tentacle.
makes sense. As you cast magic missile, I assume at the first level, they all connect with that tentacle. You're going to roll 3d4 plus 3. See how much damage you're doing as those dark bolts, patented dark bolts, fly across the chamber and connect with that tentacle. Yeah, short of me rebuilding the entire D&D Beyond system on my back end, that's going to be kind of hard to do. But I can slowly add features, and who knows, maybe one day we'll get there, especially if we keep running this once a week. D10 damage from Yancfer as those magic missiles pound into the side of this tentacle with a wet thud. You see it buffeted 3 times backwards, almost lowering the tip of itself in a position that is prime for chopping from Nargith, but it is still up. We now move to the tentacles' turns. This one in front of Valen is going to attack the creature that just appeared in front of it with disadvantage. So this is coming at you, Valen. That is a 2 on the die. The sap worked very well. This is a lot of strategery considering a barbarian. As we now move to the tentacle next to Nargith, it is going to make a straight roll against you. A natural 1 on the die. Its fails continue as it is in a prime position for neck chopping. Nargith, it is now your go. What would you like to do? I'm assuming neck chop it.
Nargilith, seething with fury, swings his longsword at the tentacle that hit him.
Absolutely. Go after that tentacle. It deserves it. Do exclamation point R, STR, attack. And well, remember, you've got divine favor up and a bless if you need it. But I have a feeling you'll hit on this one. Jason says, D&D Beyond is easy peasy to recreate on the back end. Use that degree of yours. I'll get there eventually. I'll make it. I think it's easy to implement, but because of how many rules there are, it can be very expansive. So it will be a work in progress. Oh no! A natural 1 from Nargith as you go to swing, assuming that the tentacle has to rise out of this position and will inevitably connect with your blade. It instead... Yeah, not even Bless is going to save you on that one, my friend. With a 7, the tentacle retracts. Your blade connects with the stone. The clang reverberates through your hands and almost causes you to drop your weapon. No advantage from Sap, no. And that was the other tentacle anyway. Sap gives that creature disadvantage on its next attack roll. Nargith, you do have a bonus action. I'm not sure exactly how much you can do with that. You have lay on hands if you'd like to do a little healing, but for right now, that is just about all you can do. So I'll leave you to think on that, and we'll move on for now. Just let me know if you change anything to the merfolk, who's going to rush in on this tentacle that is nearly gone and make 2 attack rolls. 21 is going to hit. Oh, sorry. The other one is a 14. That also hits. So that's 2 instances of 6 points of damage as she once again finds the weak point of this tentacle. You can tell that she has practiced. She's fought these things before. She sends her spear into the center of it and wrenches down on it as she drives the tip of the tentacle away, basically tearing it in half. Once again, the rest of it retracts from the space, screaming in agony. There is but 1 remaining. And Valen, it is your turn. Yancfer, you're on deck. Dark Knight Yin, let me know what Valen is doing. Keep in mind that you've got that bonus action teleport, thanks to your wild magic rage. Yeah, bacon and vodka. Bad luck on that. I'm very sorry. A 1 from the blessed die and a 1 from the D20. That's rough. But we're not done yet. I have a feeling you'll get a chance to strike again. Andres, that is 2 tentacles that you can now claim. True facts. Nargith, you technically have a bit of poison from the last tentacle you can collected. And don't get it twisted. I did definitely see somebody mention a custom tentacle longsword for Nargith, or perhaps in a homebrew pamphlet. That might be a fun thing to make. I might have to use that idea. I feel like there's too many regular metal swords. Boring. Give me a tentacle on a stick. That's what we all really want. What do you think, Dark Knight Yin? What do we got? I'm a spin to hope. Read Daggerheart. Yeah. I actually haven't played Daggerheart yet. I've learned it, but I haven't actually gotten a chance to play it. Maybe if things continue, we'll run a Daggerheart stream here on the channel. Leave a comment if you're watching later and let me know if you'd like to see that. Maybe we can even do a Chat Plays Daggerheart. Not that different. Wouldn't be that hard for me to code it. I don't think. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Just change those D20s to D12s. Have it tell us which is hope and fear. It's doable. It's very doable. A lot of the other mechanics stay the same. Of course, they don't really have an online assistant yet, I don't think. That might make it a little trickier. Dark Knight Yin, you still with us? What do you think Valen's got here in the chamber? She stares down this last tentacle with a teleport in her back pocket.
I can't check without leaving the game.
Oh, Saft, you are now piloting Nargith. Dark Knight Yin, I'm going to give you just a little bit more time before I move to reassign here. I know you said you were behind a little bit earlier. Bacon and vodka. Sorry, that slipped away from you there. Maybe the say command is necessary, but for right now, I think this is probably the best thing. As people get used to speaking in chat, sometimes it doesn't actually speak, and I need all the help I can get. Justin says they would use Daggerheart at Darkport if they were to introduce chat participation. Sounds like chat participation might actually work well for Daggerheart, especially with the hope and fear stuff, where you're adding little complications here and there. Chat might be able to suggest some stuff that could be fun. All right, Dark Knight Yin, I'm very sorry, but we're gonna reassign Valen here because I haven't heard from you. All right, Andres, you are now playing as Valen. Let me know what this barbarian muscle mommy is going to do with her turn. Keep in mind that you do have a bonus action teleport, and there is but 1 tentacle left. Just a tentacle on the stick. Dear DM, we can do much better. Go full Monster Hunter, take 4 tentacles of love, a water-controlling gem, water-breathing kelp, some fire giant smithing, and presto, a lash of tentacles, perhaps. Yeah, we could definitely make something more interesting than that. I'm thinking a sword with an auto grapple, maybe something that does like some extra cold damage when it hits. It'd be cool. Valen always finishes her moves with a shimmy and a flex. Valen's going to find love in this campaign. You guys don't know about this subplot, perhaps, but that is really what the audience wants to know. This is really just a very complex version of The Bachelor. Or, I guess, The Bachelorette, in this case. What do you think, Andres? What do we got here for Valen? What do we have in store? She was eyeing that merman earlier. Absolutely. Mer people in general, at least the Disney versions, are just, they're kind of cute. It is what it is. But like the weird ones for D&D, I don't know. I don't know if I could go out on a limb and say that's attractive. It trends a little too far into a different species, in my opinion. Plus, like, all the gills and fins everywhere, it's just weird. Icky. What do you think, Andres? Waiting on your response here. We gotta figure this out before the tentacle starts attacking. Instead of a rose for the remaining contestants, Valen offers a black eye for the eliminated ones. I love that. This might actually become canon. Perhaps if Valen lives through the campaign, we can do a special wrap-up stream where we discuss where these characters may end up, and maybe even act out some of the bachelorette antics of Valen's future. Yeah, chat might be making an executive decision. Although, Andres, I know you like to.
Now join us, tentacle of love. You shall join us in my bosom. Valen teleport to the tentacle where it looks it will snap clean in half and strike with all her might in a reckless attack.
All right, Valen, go ahead and roll exclamation point R. STR attack ADV. As you once again blip across the chamber, wielding your Morning Star, ready to strike from an unseen vantage. There's but one left. You know your allies have your back here, so you attack recklessly to see if you can get the job done. Oh my gosh. Okay. Andres, you are still blessed. So, exclamation point R, 1d4. I want to see if how cleanly you're able to hit. You were all paying attention. We did establish the AC earlier, but I still want to see that bless rolled. Sorry, exclamation point R, 1d4. Almost. You nailed the last one. R and roll work the same. They are aliases. I added the R alias, so, save you a little bit of time typing if you guys want to get fancy. One more time. There's got to be that space between the R and the 1 there. Otherwise, the system doesn't recognize it as a command. Thanks, XIVM. We're going to be professionals on bots, all of us, by the end of this. 1 is actually enough. Sorry to make you roll it anyway, but I wanted to see as you teleport behind, you swing your Morning Star. The teleportation throws off your senses just a little bit. You stumble, but just as you lose your footing, Yancifer's magic lifts you up and allows you to steer your strike directly into the tentacle. Roll 1d8 plus 5 to determine your damage. And this tentacle is now sapped, regardless of how much damage you do. Well, no. Valen's just going to take a little nap. I can't quite reach it. I'm learning code while Chat plays D&D. Yes, learning to code is actually easier than you would think. There's a lot of resources for it now. Dark Knight Yin, it looks like you might be on a pretty big delay. That might be what happened earlier. But Andres, go ahead and roll 1d8 plus 5 to determine your damage against this tentacle. And while you do that, we're going to go ahead and move to Yancifer. Yancifer, what would you like to do? There's one tentacle remaining. You continue to surge with magical power as your innate sorcery enshrouds you.
Code is when you translate English to binary.
Sort of.
Shadow sharks of living shadow flame erupts from the shadow flame hallow and engulfs the tentacle where Valen attacks struck.
Nice. I like that. And you made a couple of comments earlier about how to flavor Yancifer. I really enjoyed that direction for the character. 12 points of damage. Very nice. It's a 7 on the die, I believe. But it's not quite enough to deal this tentacle the finishing blow. Yancifer, it is your turn. Let us know what you're doing here. It's going to be you, Tiago. This last tentacle is on its last appendage as the other two have retreated after being torn apart by the spear of this merfolk. But one of you can get the
Yancifer
finishing
goes a bit
blow.
far away to avoid being attacked and uses Sorcerous Burst with lightning damage, hoping it can damage further the creature.
Okay. Go ahead and do !R, CHA, attack, ADV. Because you are still using your innate sorcery, you get advantage on those attack rolls. As you double back, you still allow the magic surging around you to repel from your body, cascading across the chamber as arcs of lightning fly towards the creature. See if you hit.
Finish its shadow sharkling. Claim our 4th tentacle of love.
Yes! We need it for the flail of tentacles that Nerethys is apparently going to build. 23 is definitely going to hit. Roll 1d8 to see how much damage you're dealing to this tentacle. It is not going down without a fight. Eight maximum damage. Dude, these D8s on the chat always roll well. I've not seen one roll poorly yet. So we now move as you deal your damage. The tentacle continues to writhe, although it is definitely on its last bit of energy. It is going to attempt to strike at Valen. But it has disadvantage thanks to sap. And it hits with misses with an 11. I took the higher, not the lower. As the tentacle attempts to attack you, Valen,
I get an extra 1d8 when I damage 8 on THSI.
Oh, do you? Yeah, you do, huh? I forget about that. That actually hasn't happened yet. Roll another d8 then. Yeah. Let's see if you're able to finish this thing off before it even attacks your friend Valen. Seven points of damage as you connect with the tentacle. The lightning energy crackles around it. It recoils as it attempts to lash out at Valen, and before it does, a bit of residual charge explodes, erupts from its body, bursting at the base of it and causing the tentacle to separate once again from the rest of the appendage. As it recoils from the chamber, you were left with 3 more tentacles on the ground. Your ally still breathing. The rest of you still alive. We are now out of initiative. So, as all of you stand here in the quiet of this underwater chamber with a new ally, a new understanding of what this city may have been once, the last tentacle collapses onto the ground. The water settles around you. Splinters of broken coral drift, and the chamber, once a haven, now feels somewhat frail and exposed. Aruvi steadies her breath, her wide eyes scanning the ruin before setting on you, Yancifer, specifically. It is not safe here anymore. There will be more to come. This is what we've been fighting here down in the dark. But I believe you can fix this. Come. I will bring you back to the city and tell you what must be done from there. And that is where we will end our session for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for participating in yet another episode of Chat Plays D&D. This one went so extremely well. You guys learned a lot of lore information that even my original party in
I
Legacy
screamed,
of the
did you
Ashen
see
didn't
that,
get.
guys? Did you see it? I never
you
felt
see
so much
that?
power. Valen, get a tentacle to use as belt. It fits you well, darling.
Everyone's sort of
Valen
scampering
grins
around,
as she
grabbing
watches
the tentacles.
Yancifer's shadow flame lightning fries and snaps the tentacle of love. She then quickly teleports to collect the tentacles of love and store them in her barbarian storage.
Oh man, Valen is
Whoops
such
on
a
that
snatch
previous use
grabber.
of my character. I use lay on hands before we go.
Okay, lay on hands will be used before you go. Keep that in mind for next time, and we'll figure out how many hit points are going to each person. Be sure to check in next Monday for another episode of Chat Plays D&D, and check in with us this
5
Wednesday.
PTS to all party members.
Got it. 5 to all party members. I will make that change on the back end. And make sure to tune in on Wednesday. We're going to be running Wake of Ao, episode 2. It has been about a month since we ran the first episode, so you've got some time to catch up still. And I get to be a player in this one, so I'm especially excited. But until then, go out there and make some chaos. Bye!
Now we have 4 tentacles of love.